I'm Tracy Walker, and today I'm going to share another chapter of my book, The Cards I Was Dealt That Transformed My Life. And today's chapter is going to be chapter 22, The Dark Horizon. After the police had gone and I was left alone in our beautiful new home, reality hit me. I was a widow for the second time. I was going to have to face the rest of my life without him. The questions came thick and fast. What if I'd insisted he stayed home because I knew he was extremely tired? What if he'd taken his car, not mine? What if? The thing was, nothing was going to change this devastating news. My beautiful husband was gone. It wasn't the same as my first husband's passing. His death had lingered, drawn out over a 3-month period. That was bad enough, but this time round my husband and I had spent a wonderful afternoon together, and then he was gone. Forever. It just didn't compute. I know I didn't handle the situation very well. All I could think about was that I had this new future with a beautiful man who loved and respected me. And now here I was again, alone, totally alone. People can surround you. The room you're in can be overflowing. But the thing is, nobody knows what you are actually going through. That's where the loneliness comes in. The voice in my head wouldn't give in. You got not good enough. You have such a beautiful person. It told me I'd done everything I could to break away from my past. But I was still slapped in the face and mocked. You don't deserve it, the voice went on. We'd had each other's back. He was there for me, and I was there for him. It hadn't mattered what our children, our ex-partners, or our families did to us and said about us. We were complete. We loved each other. We had plans, travel, home renovations, growing old together. Now it was all gone. The most difficult realization was that my husband's death, rather than bringing us together, just gave the toxic members of our families more reason to come after me. I'd lost half of my security detail. Suddenly it seemed as though the death of their father gave his children more reason to have a go at me. They did some really mean and spiteful things. Being the second time around for me, people may have thought I'd be better prepared, more able to cope. It's not something you can train for, unfortunately. This loss was completely different to that of my first husband. This time we'd loved each other. Last time it was expected. This time it wasn't. Everything had been pulled out from under me. Why? It was all so impossible to comprehend. Questions I will never know the answer to. A deep emotion that would take time to work through. It was like reliving a nightmare. We'd been married 3 months, and the thought that I'd lost him after such a short period of time was not even conceivable to me. It's a mistake, my brain screamed. They made a mistake. It wasn't him. It was like a supercomputer trying to convert this raw information into sensible data, but nothing was computing. Our connection had been extremely deep, and I realized very quickly that he was gone physically, but not in spirit. To this day, I believe he has remained with me in spirit, comforting me again and again in those moments of despair. He would show up in many ways. One night I was lying in bed, trying to go to sleep, struggling. Out of the blue, I felt this weight on top of me. He was comforting, but heavy. "You're too heavy," I said. The weight shifted so I could change position. And once I'd done that, a warm comfort came over me. Other nights I had vivid dreams where we'd be just talking. Returning from the coast one day, I became really cranky that he'd left me to deal with all this stuff. And suddenly a car, the same make, model and colour as his, passed me. "You left me to deal with all your stuff," I shouted at it as it sped past. I was so pissed off with him. The next minute, another car, again the same make, same model, same colour as his, was beside me again. This time I relented. "I know you'll always be there for me and that you're watching over me. I'm grateful for that, but I miss you." His car has shown up many times since then, whenever I've been down or felt like I wasn't coping. Either the car or our song. He'd given me a song by an Australian band called Leonardo's Bride. Even when I'm sleeping, we love that song. And now it randomly comes on the radio whenever I'm struggling with my emotions. He has continued to watch over me all of these years. Some people might think that's weird or even creepy, but I find it comforting. I know he's cheering me on and willing me to succeed. And the reflection. Paradigms. These are old thinking patterns that drive us. They are a set of beliefs, feelings, and actions that shape our current results. They are like gravity. They pull us towards what is familiar. They're so strong. And most people are not even aware of how they shape our lives and hold us back from achieving so much more. I made a commitment to myself to change my outcomes. To do that, I need to challenge my thinking, because otherwise that fear would rise up and drag me back to what I was born into. I had to make the decision that I was more than what I was born into. I had to become consciously aware and recognize those limiting beliefs that were driving my bus in the wrong direction. It was up to me to change everything. The words I used, the behaviours I displayed, the way I treated my feelings and emotions, the people I had in my life. This took honesty and commitment to start looking at myself instead of at others and what they did or did not do. This is an easy distraction, because while I looked at others and what they did, I needed to change. I wasn't looking at myself. Don't misunderstand, I still have those moments and I can still get caught up, but I now take the learning opportunity. Today, people teach me so much about myself. It is definitely easier to fall back to old habits and take the easy road. If you are sick of doing this and willing to change yourself, then this is the time to take action. Have you thought about keeping a journal? Have you considered actively noticing your thoughts and your feelings? If or when you do, you will suddenly ask yourself, why didn't I see that before? Become aware of your thinking. Stop, be still, and listen. The answers will appear if you take time to invest in yourself. And the quote that I will leave you with is, "We can let the circumstances of our lives harden us so that we become increasingly resentful and afraid, or we can let them soften us and make us kinder and more open to what scares us. We always have this choice. Pema Croydon.